very strange holiday. Personally, I don't understand it. Kids worshiping ghosts, pretending to be devils. Things on TV that are completely inappropriate for younger viewers. Things like the following half hour. Nothing seems to bother my kids, but tonight's show, which I totally washed my hands of, is really scary. So if you have sensitive children, maybe you should tuck them into bed early tonight instead of writing us angry letters tomorrow. Thanks for your attention.
What a haul this year. I love Halloween.
Hey, why not stick with the 90s cartoons? So this is the wardrobe malfunction. So this is the very first Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. So I figured, why not check this one out? This is since now I figured out a way to do TV series. I'll just review episodes. Obviously, we're sticking with the Halloween theme. So I will review this little Halloween episode, and I will do it right after this wonderful commercial with chemical food.
Get your clothes wet. Wow. No.
Now at Burger King, The Simpsons, $3.49 each when you buy new mini muffins or any size fries. To give you The Simpsons for virtually peanuts, sometimes you gotta break the rules.
So this was the Burger King commercial. I guess they were selling Simpsons toys for $3.49. If anybody remembers this, please comment below because I do not remember that at all. I would have liked to know that. I could have used my allowance money and bought all of them. So, all right, well, whatever. I don't remember. I thought the commercial was really amusing. I don't remember that one either. So, I also lived in New York State. They probably had a lot more censor laws than some of the other ones did. So now with the Simpsons, the Treehouse of Horror, we all know. Obviously, the voice of Homer Simpson is. I have to somehow pronounce his last name. I think it's Dan Casta. All right, we're gonna go with that. Castellaneta. We will just butcher it like that, and I am very, very sorry that I mispronounced that name. And we know that he was the voice of the genie in Return of Jafar in Aladdin.
We did?
Well, I did. Apparently, he had a cameo appearance in the movie The Client. He was in an episode of Bones. So he has been in a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, because he is the voice of Homer Simpson, we don't really. He has a very different voice than the in real life than he does on the cartoons. It's very noticeable in the Return of Jafar, and um, he also voiced in the series Aladdin. He also voiced the genie in the TV series as well. So I knew I recognized him when I saw the movie, but if I see him in a TV show, I don't know it's him until I actually read the credits. And then Julie Kavner, of course, who is the voice of Marge Simpson. I just read that she is the last surviving member of the show Rhoda, which was a spin-off of the Mary Tyler Moore show.
Never heard of it.
Oh dear. You just hurt Mary Tyler Moore's feelings. So apparently she was in that show for a few seasons, and like I said, she is the last member that is still alive. And she's been in some other things as well. Nancy Cartwright is the voice of Bart, and apparently, I believe she was a voice in the Problem Child
Never heard of
show. I never did either. I just found this out. So please comment below if you've watched this, because I didn't even know this existed.
it. You should have.
Problem Child? I wasn't that bad. I wasn't putting dynamite in the teacher or in the principal's toilet and having him blow up. Um, I didn't do stuff like that, so I definitely was not as bad as Junior from Problem Child. But well, speaking of Problem Child, this is a show about Bart Simpson, so we are on the right track. We're not totally off topic here. So apparently Nancy Cartwright did that. Her and well, I'm just going to call him Dan C. Did they were also voicing in the show The Critic as well, which was by John Lovitz. He was
Never
the
heard of it.
that was a funny show. So so no, it was, and then we also have Yeardley Smith, who was the voice of Lisa Simpson, which we saw in the movie City Slickers, and she was also in As Good as It Gets. So the Treehouse of Horrors, there's a few stories here. There's one that I believe is based off of what was it called? What did he call it?
Graduate.
Bad Dream House. This I believe is based off of three stories: Amityville Horror, The Shining, and Poltergeist. I think so. I could be wrong on that. So if I am, just comment below. I don't care if you completely insult me for it. Um, then there's also The Raven that was written by Edgar Allan Poe. And then we also have another one which is based on Hansel and Gretel, only they're aliens. So there is a few stories here. And this is the very first one that they did. And obviously it was successful. I believe they are still doing it today. So how they do that after 30 years is beyond me. It's
34.
sorry, 34. I was in kindergarten when this came out.
I wasn't alive.
I was just a littler chip at that time, and I wasn't allowed to watch it right away either. This was a controversial show, and I'm telling you, the first time I watched it, because it was disliked by so many parents, I was highly disappointed. So I will actually just get right into it and show the first clip in just a second.
I'm glad there's a curse on this place. Huh? Good. Out.
Well, this is a good way to get people out of the house. Throwing books at Lisa. That seems to be pretty much everybody at Springfield Elementary's dream. They would love to throw books at Lisa or Millhouse for that matter. So the ghost did it to Lisa, and of course she blamed it on Bart. Who else would? Of course she's going to do that. And then of course there's a real scary noise there that says "Get out." So obviously I think this is from Amityville Horror. I think that's what they're really basing a majority of this on. And then there was blood on the walls in the kitchen. And I guess Lisa now says that there's an evil presence. So Marge apparently is pretty much in a hurry to leave. And Homer, of course, is not. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Okay, boys. Let's see you talk yourself out of this one.
I can feel an evil presence in this house. Evil?
I at least.
Well, here's the second clip here. And obviously Bart is being strangled as usual. Only it's usually Homer doing it. Now it's just a bunch of other things in the house. So all this thing says is to get out. So all this evil ghost does, it just wants the family to disappear. And speaking of disappear, so this is my guest Skip here, and all his hair has disappeared. He has quite the little haircut, and he gives them such a little bit of a hard time. So you think this house is scary? Try giving Skip a haircut. Um, that's a lot scarier than this house. So and just to point out, that was James Earl Jones's voice. Uh, the moving guy that said that the house was cursed. Yes, that was James Earl Jones. And before I hear the magical question of who is that, yes, that is the voice of Darth Vader. And he was in The Sandlot, and The Hunt for Red October, Patriot Games, Clear and Present Danger, and also The Field of Dreams.
Never heard of any of that.
Oh my goodness. So So after the see, we have to be strict with these clips. We do apologize. This is on. We got it from Disney minus, and I have a feeling they're going to be really strict with clips.
Oh, they are.
So we have to be careful. So I do apologize. There are some scenes in here that unfortunately I had to leave out. Homer going on the ceiling was one of them. So now I will show the next clip here where the ghost now just wants the family to pretty much kill each other. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Bart, you must kill them all. They all must die.
Are you my conscience?
Yes, I am. Lisa. Lisa. The butcher knife, Lisa.
They are all like.
So this is a nice little cozy house here. So apparently he did get the almost the whole family to grab an axe, knives, and Maggie's head was spinning. We didn't get that part, but Marge ends up breaking it up. So she pretty much takes the family out of the trance or whatever you want to say that the ghost, evil presence in that house did. So Lisa finds something quite interesting in the basement. I will show you what that is in just a second.
Look! It's an ancient Indian burial ground. Man, this place has got everything.
An ancient Indian what? Homer Simpson here. When you sold me this house, you forgot to mention one little thing. You didn't tell me it was built on an Indian burial ground.
Well, so this is what Lisa finds here in an ancient burial ground. Obviously, this is pretty cool because I don't know if you've read any of the tombstones, but Geronimo's on there, Pocahontas is on there. I forgot to read some of the other ones on there, but it was kind of amusing. I don't know how this would go over today. Probably not well. So obviously they found that. So Homer gets on the phone, and I believe he talks to his real estate agent, and we didn't get the whole clip, unfortunately. But I guess he said that the real estate agent mentioned it 5 or 6 times. So Marge wants to get them out of the house as fast as possible. So Marge and Lisa, being the peacemakers that they are, they said, why can't we just all live together? So let's see what the house decides. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Me lady, might to live together, so you better get used to it. Please.
Can I have a minute to think about this?
Sure.
Bitch! Chose to destroy itself rather than live with us. You can't have little rejected.
Well, here's the final clip of this little story here. So the house decides just to fold itself up and disappear. So now this cursed house is now no longer there. The Simpsons have nowhere to live. And, this wasn't the only Simpsons house that was actually destructed. So I guess this one was first. So this obviously was from Poltergeist at the end of that movie. Oh, great. Now that I just told the end of it. That is pretty much what happens to the house. It folds itself up and just vanishes. So obviously Lisa says that, oh, well, they feel a little rejected. So I guess the Simpsons were a pain in the butt. So now we move on to story number 2. This is called Hungry of the Damned. And this and don't charge me $1 for that. So so, so there is so obviously this is the Hansel and Gretel only with aliens. So I will show the first clip of Homer at his grill with a really goofy look on my face and I'm already starting to laugh, and it's just paused on my screen because we are watching this on Disney minus. I will say it once, I will say it several times, how much I hate streaming services. So I will show this clip in just a second.
I just turn on the trusty bug zapper. Ooh, that was a big mama.
So here's the first clip I'm showing, and He does have a goofy look on his face. The flies are hovering, and if you notice, he is using about a pound of that lighter fluid right on the grill. I hate to say that restaurants do stuff like this, but restaurants, they really do use that much lighter fluid, especially in barbecue places. Spoiler alert, they don't even hide it. It's right on one of the show, Man Fire Food. They are actually proud of overusing the lighter fluid. So Homer is going to get his burgers to perfection, but it is going to his burgers are going to taste like orange juice because that's what I guess it tastes like. So I guess McDonald's will be very, very proud that they get to use chemicals like that in their hamburgers. That's probably where they got the idea. Let's put lighter fluid on it. So now I will show the next clip of they now get aliens visiting because Homer decided to use the lighter fluid and it kind of made a little mini explosion in the backyard and it attracted aliens to his house. So I will show them getting beamed up in just a second.
Molly?
Well, this is, I think, why they didn't pull up to a fast food joint. I think they thought they were safer with people that are cooking for themselves, so they can easily beam them up better. Well, Homer isn't. He's kind of the rare one here. They needed two beams to get him up. It would have been funnier if they had to use three, but two is fine. So this was obviously very, very amusing because he's just sort of just eating a hamburger even when they were buzzing over the house. So the Simpsons are now up on a spaceship in outer space with a bunch of aliens, and they are being fed very, very well. So I will show that clip of what is exactly going on this ship in just a second.
Dinner time.
Hey, how come I never see you guys eat?
Oh, we wouldn't want to spoil our appetite for the great feast when we land on Rigel 4. Ooh, a feast!
Will we be invited?
Oh, you'll be at the feast. I have a feeling you'll be the guests of honor.
Well, they're obviously eating very, very well here. Lisa is obviously being very suspicious. This is typical Lisa behavior. So she is questioning why they don't eat and why they're making them eat so much. And then they're also weighing them in. So, of course, Homer weighs the most. He pretty much breaks the scale when he steps on it. And the aliens are absolutely loving it. So the fatter he is, the happier they are. So there is obviously a big feast, and we know what they're going to do. So Lisa seems to go wandering around the ship, and she finds a book. So I will show you what that is in just a second.
Fattening us up so they can eat us!
Oh, come on,
You
Lisa.
don't believe me? Then just look at this book that I found.
Well, here's so Lisa gets the book, and she shows obviously Marge, Bart, and Homer. So the aliens quickly try to defend themselves, and they blow on it. I guess they said there's space dust on it. So they do it a couple times, and then it says cooking for humans. And then, of course, there's one more on there. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Let me get this straight. You thought they thought we were going to eat them. Good God. Is this some kind of joke? No, they're serious.
Well, why?
We merely provided a sumptuous banquet. Frankly, you people made pigs of yourselves.
Well, we are discussing old authors, apparently. So it's that is coming up. So this is obviously this is the final clip of the little aliens here. So they, I guess I don't, I would still like to know what their plan was because I'm not convinced. But they let the humans back at their house, obviously the Simpsons. So apparently they got offended when Lisa confronted them that they were going to eat them. So they dropped them off home and pretty much turned the tables on them. and said that that the Simpsons were actually the bad people, not the aliens. I'm not sure if I'm convinced, but regardless, the Simpsons are back home. So, and they feel guilty. Um, I'm not so sure I would. So now that story is ended, and now we're moving on to The Raven, which is the final story of this Treehouse of Horrors. So I will show the first clip where Homer is dreaming. Um, Obviously, he is mourning the wife of his wife Lenore. So so I will show that clip in just a second.
Huh? Sorrow for the lost Lenore. Oh, Lenore. For the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore.
So here's the beginning of The Raven here. So I just for some reason when Homer does this, it really makes this creepy story pretty comical. Just the way that he's bouncing around the room, hiding underneath stuff, and how any of that furniture even holds him, I have no idea. So well, this is 1845. The furniture was much more sturdy. It can pretty much, I think an elephant can probably sit on that furniture and it would be fine. So Homer is still going nuts here. So he keeps hearing bangs on his door, and he just freaks out. And it's really a comical story. Well, okay, fine. The story's not comical, but they made it really, really funny. Um, so I will show that clip in just a second.
All my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, something louder than before. Ah, surely, said I. Surely that is something as my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Opened on the bust of Palace just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more.
Well, so this is so Homer here is opening up the little the door here because he still keeps hearing noises. And then when the raven flies in, obviously it's Bart. So he has that uh, little smirk on his face. He so then he does just kind of just perch there and just sort of stares at Homer there. And first he's laughing at the raven, and that quickly turns to anger. So so Homer here must be a Discord member. So, at first, obviously, the Raven says, "Eat my shorts," because Bart isn't really feeling this story. So, so then Lisa does yell at him. So now the little burst of anger. I will show that in just a second.
Oh, quaff this kind of plenty and forget this lost Lenore.
Quoth the raven.
Nevermore.
Don't be that word outside of parting! Barter fiend!
I shrieked up, starting.
Get thee back into the tempest and the night Plutonian shore!
Well, his mood obviously changes here. He's screaming at the Raven, and all the Raven says back is "and nevermore." So this is obviously the final story here. So I will just show the last clip in just a second.
Don't miss now!
Nevermore. 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 Nevermore.
And the raven, never flitting, still.
Well, now Homer's trying to catch the Raven. A guy that fat, I don't think is going to catch this quick little Raven here. Plus, his ceilings are incredibly high, and he's just climbing on stuff, and then he's falling down, and then the vase hits him in the head. And I love how the little that he threw. Yes, I love how the little ravens are dancing around Homer's head too, and so that's just making him even more nuts. So, and then the Raven is throwing a bunch of Edgar Allan Poe's books right onto Homer's head. So we have the Pit and the Pendulum, the Telltale Heart, and I couldn't read what the other one was. I was too busy laughing. Um, so I know I said this was the final clip, but I'm actually going to show one more. Homer decided to try to scare them in the treehouse, but it kind of went the other way. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Bedtime? I guess I'll have no trouble getting to sleep tonight.
Well, this is the final clip here. So Homer went up to scare them. The kids don't even know. Bart and Lisa and Maggie don't even know that Homer's even there, and he gets scared by their stories. So Bart made a comment about Friday the 13th Part 1, that it's tame to today's standards, and this is actually was 1990. Hey, the Bills haven't lost their first Super Bowl yet. So yeah, this is old. So it's coming up though. It's only a few months away from their first loss in the Super Bowl. But anyways, so I had to throw that in there because this was, I believe, 1990. So so obviously, Homer is scared there, so he's shaking outside the treehouse. So he actually wants Marge to keep the light on when they sleep, and yeah, Marge isn't having any of that. The light goes off. So this is the end of my little of the clips here. So how was the first ever Treehouse of Horror? For this being the first one, this actually wasn't bad at all. This was actually a very good episode. The alien ones I didn't like as much, but I did like the first.
They're most of them.
The what?
Aliens are most
Yeah, I know. Well, I meant in this episode that was the one story that I guess I probably disliked the most. But overall, this was very very good. Um, this was Marge, of course, had to play the fun police, saying that you might want to put your kids into bed early. If I would have saw this as a child, I would have gotten mad. Bedtime was not my favorite part of the day. So,
It wasn't your part of the day. You didn't go to bed.
well, I did when I was younger. We had a bedtime.
Doesn't mean you went to sleep.
No, but it was still horrible. So, so I believe that this did air, and I think it was 8 o'clock on Thursdays, so from what I remember, anyways. So, the grade that I will give this, I will actually give this a very strong B plus, and I do highly recommend it. I recommend that if you just started watching The Simpsons, to start it from the very beginning. I haven't watched it honestly in years. I don't know how much of the jokes that they're allowed to tell anymore. I I really don't. I'm really out of touch on today's comedies because I think they're all bad. You can't say anything anymore without offending somebody. I'm probably offending somebody right now just by my pajama pants. I don't know how, but I bet I am. So,
Are you sure?
my Bart Simpson shirt? Yeah, okay, I guess. Somebody may not like electricity, so or even my Ghostbusters hat for that matter. So I do really recommend this if you're just getting into The Simpsons to watch the earlier episodes and to watch the Treehouse of Horror because I just found out they are still making them. It's good to watch it from the very beginning, even though some of the
34 seasons of it?
there's 34 seasons of it. The first season's a little bit hard to get into, which I will admit.
There's only
Um,
13 episodes.
there is, but the animation's different. The voices are different. So I usually start from season 2. The Flintstones did the exact same thing. The voices were different, and so was the animation. So this is something that kids really should actually watch from the very beginning. The parents can watch it with them. I'm sure they won't mind. So definitely a very very good watch. So please comment below, subscribe if you want, and thank you very much for watching.